Hey gang, this tip is a primer for parents with older children when they behave improperly or act disobediently. While it is common for friction spots to appear as our kids grow towards the age of independence, kids still need, and actually deep inside, desire, the correction of loving parents. So, here are a few discipline tips to help navigate the world of tweens and teens. First, set out your expectations clearly, as well as the consequences for failing to meet those expectations. So, for example, as your child begins to choose friends from the lunch court rather than the neighborhood, you can have a conversation that goes something like this. Son, I'm going to trust you to pick friends who are not out there doing idiotic things. But here's one thing you need to be aware of. If you get into any kind of trouble with these guys, I am holding you entirely responsible and will punish you accordingly because we raised you to know right from wrong. This puts the weight of making wise choices on your child as well as giving them fair warning that a reckoning will come for bad choices. If, or maybe we should say when, your child violates the family rules in such a way that a real punishment needs to be meted out, make sure that the punishment actually fits the crime. So, for example, if you find out that your child has violated the sunshine rule of access to all passwords and sites on their phone, losing the phone for a year or replacing it with an old school flip phone is a proper punishment that fits the crime. And by the way, a year without a phone, that's a death sentence to a teen. And as we pointed out in other videos, take some time before announcing the sentence rather than reacting or overreacting in anger. Create the punishment with the intended result of having enough sting so that the behavior that got them there is not repeated. Leave room to up the ante if the lesson isn't learned. Remember the old adage, I can't make you do what I'm asking you to do, but I can make you wish you had. We even know of a few parents of defiant, rebellious teens that took the drastic and ultimate step of putting their kids in a military-type school when all else failed. Feel free to custom design punishments for each child. For example, one of us had a child for whom being restricted to his room was absolute torture. But for his brother, being restricted to his room with his guitar and his books, it was the best thing ever. To get the results needed, the punishment had to actually punish. So, one brother was made to go outside and pick weeds when in trouble, and the other was incarcerated in his room. And by the way, both complained about the unfair treatment they were getting. The nature of crimes kids commit will often change during the teen years, from, say, arguing with a sibling to open defiance to the will of the parent. We would encourage parents to nip this kind of thing in the bud with calm yet powerful responses that remind a child that you mean business when it comes to respect and obedience, and that independence is a gift given in direct relationship to responsibility and wise choices. Finally, discuss punishments thoroughly with your spouse and make sure that you are in 100% agreement before informing your child and present a united front. Teens are masters of dividing and conquering when it comes to their parents. And as always, stay calm and stay consistent.